my plan prevails. So we will sing the song first, because that will take us to this understanding Srimati Radharani. And then we can talk. That will be more relevant. Can I get the harmony? Anyway, so the song that we are going to sing today is a very special one. It's of course a glorification of Srimati Radharani. This is from a scripture called Urdhamnaya. Urdhamnaya. And this is actually the song or prayer of Lord Shiva to us, Srimati Radharani. Isn't it wonderful that Lord Shiva is glorifying Srimati Radharani? It goes like, you can see it on the screen, it is being projected. Yeah. Munindra Vrinda Vandite Triloko Shoko Harini Prashunna Bhaktra Pankaje Nikunja Bhuvilashini Brajendra Bhanu Nandini Brajendra Sunu Sangati Kada Korisha Shihomam Kripa Kataksha Bhajanam. So Munindra Vrinda Vandite. Vandite means worshipped. She is worshipped by the host of the best of the sages. She is adored by all the best sages. She takes away the miseries of the three material worlds. Her face is joyfully blooms like a lotus flower. Prashanna Bhaktra Pankaje Nikunja Bhuvilashini. Anyway, the translation, I'm just doing it in a little different way. Maybe there is no need to show the translation. Brajendra Bhanu Nandini, she is the daughter of King Vrishabhanu. And Brajendra Sunu Sangati, she is always very eager to associate with the son of the king of Vraja. So who is the son of the king of Vrindavan? Shri Krishna. She is always, she is the closest heartfelt companion of the son of King of Vraja. Kada Korisha Shiho Mam Kripa Kataksha Bhajanam. When will she make me the object of her merciful sidelong glance? So you can see what Lord Shiva is praying. Lord Shiva is praying for Radharani's mercy. Not even the full mercy, not the direct merciful glance, but the sidelong glance from the corner of her eyes. She will look at me. Ashok Bhiksha Ballari Bitano Mandapasthite Prabhalo Balo Pallavo Prabharunang Vikomale Barabhayas Furat Kare Prabhuta Sampadalaye Kada Korisha Shihomam Kripa Kataksha Bhajanam. She is situated in a pavilion beneath a canopy of creepers spread over the branches of the blooming Ashok trees. Ashok trees you don't get to see here. It's a beautiful tree that gives out red flowers. In season, the whole tree becomes red with flowers. Ashoko briksho ballari bitana mandapasthite. There's a grove underneath that Ashoka tree, and she is situated in that grove made of kripas spread over the branches of the blooming Ashok trees. Probalo balo pallavo prabharunangri komale. Her soft and delicate feet radiate with the pinkish glow of freshly sprouted coral-like tree buds. Bada bhayos furat kare prabhuta sampadalaye. Her upraised hands, Bada Bhaya, is giving her devotees a fearlessness, an assurance and benediction of fearlessness. Don't worry. So in this way, Vaya Bada Bhayo, Bada Abhayo, she is granting, she is bestowing the benediction of fearlessness to her devotees. Prabhuta Sampadalaya, and her hands are the reservoir or the storehouse of inconceivable wealth. In one hand, her upraised hands are the reservoir or the storehouse of inconceivable wealth. Bada bhayos furat kare prabhuta sampadalaye, and that hand is granting the benediction of absolute fearlessness. Kada korishashi hamam kripa kataksha bhajanam. Oh, when will you make me an object of your merciful sidelong glance? Ananga ranga mangalo prasanga bhangura bhuvam Shubhishabhibhramam Sashambhramam Driganto Bana Patanai Nirantaram Boshikrito Pratito Nanda Nandane Kada Korishashi Homam Kripa Kataksha Bhajanam. She is Ananga Ranga Mangalo Prasanga Bhangura Prabham. She is piercing the son of Nanda Maharaj with the arrows of her loving glances, as if her glances are like arrows, that is, piercing the desires of Krishna in order to completely surrender unto her. So Krishna is completely surrendered to Srimati Radharani. Ananga Ranga Mangala. Ananga is the name of Cupid. What does Cupid do? Cupid, in this material nature, arouses the amorous feelings. So there is a transcendental Cupid. And that transcendental Cupid is the Radharani sidelong glance. Ananga Ranga Mangala Prasanga Bhangura Prabham. Like shooting the arrows, as if her eyebrows are like a bow. And through her glance, she is shooting the arrows. Arrows, Cupid has a bow and arrow. And by shooting this flower arrows, Ananga or Cupid arouses the amorous feelings in the hearts of living entities, and she is doing it just by her glance, from the very corner of her eyes. Shabibhramam Sambhramam Driganta Bana Patanai. Nirantaram Voshikrito Pratito Nanda Nandane. And in this way she has constantly subdued, brought the son of Nanda Maharaj under her control. She is the controller of Krishna. Krishna is controlling the entire creation and Radharani is controlling Krishna just by her glances. Kada korishyashi mam kripa katakshubhajanam. Oh, when will you make me an object of your sidelong glance? Torit subarno champako pradipto gaura vigrahe mukha prabha parasto koti sharodendu mandale vichitra chitra sancharat chakoro shabolochane kada korishyashi homam kripa kataksha bhajanam. Torit means lightning. Shubarno means gold. Champak is champak flower. They all have a very brilliant, lightning has a bright color, so is gold and so is champak flower. And her Gaura Vigraha, her fair complexion is like the combination of these three. Lightning, gold and champak flower. And Mukha Prabha Parasta Koti Sharodendu Mandale. The autumn moon, Sharad, the moon of Sharad season. Sharad is a very beautiful season that comes after monsoon. In monsoon, the rains clears out the sky. And then the sky becomes very clear. There is no cloud in the sky. And then when the moon rises, moon takes a very beautiful, bright appearance. Now, millions such Sharad moon is defeated by the beauty or the radiance of her beautiful face. Mukha Prabha Parasta Koti. Parasta means defeated. The glow of her beautiful face defeats the brilliance of millions of moons of Sharad season. Vichitra chitra sanchara chakoro shabolochane. Chakor is a bird that moves like jumping. It moves that, So, her eyes have been compared to the movement, restless movement of to and fro like a young chakoro birds. Your eyes restlessly move to and fro like the young chakora birds and thus make astonishing expressions from moment to moment. Kada korishyashi homam kripa kataksha bhajanam. When will you make me an object of your merciful sidelong glance? Who is praying? Lord Shiva. Isn't it wonderful? Lord Shiva is a brilliant poet, you can see. Lord Shiva is considered to be one of the exponents of singers. There are few personalities who are very famous for their singing. They are Narad Muni, Lord Shiva, and believe it or not, Ravana. Ravana is also a great musician. So we can recite the verse together and then we'll sing it together. Munindra Vrinda Vandite. Say it again. Munindra Vrinda Vandite. Triloko Shoko Harini. Prashanna Bhaktra Pankaje. নিকুঞ্জ ভূবিলাসিনী ব্রজেন্দ্র ভানু নন্দিনী ব্রজেন্দ্র সূনু সঙ্গতে কদা করিষ্যসি মাম কৃপা কটাক্ষ ভাজনম অশোক বৃক্ষ বল্লরী বিতান মণ্ডপস্থিতে প্রবাদ বাদ পল্লব প্রভারুণাঙ্ঘ্রি কোমলে বরাভয় স্ফুরৎ করে প্রতীত নন্দ নন্দনে কদা করিষ্যসি মাম I'm sorry, I got mixed up. So this is the second one we are reciting. Yeah, okay. Ashoko Vriksha Vallari Bitana Mandapasthite Prabalo Balo Pallava Prabharunangri Komale Bada Bhayas Furat Kare প্রভূত সম্পদালয়ে কদা করিষ্যসি মাম কৃপা কটাক্ষ ভাজনম অনঙ্গ রঙ্গ মঙ্গল প্রসঙ্গ ভঙ্গুর ভ্রুবম সবিভ্রমম সম্ভ্রমম দৃগন্ত বান পাতনৈ নিরন্তরং বশীকৃত প্রতীত নন্দ নন্দনে কদা করিষ্যসি মাম কৃপা কটাক্ষ ভাজনম তড়িৎ সুবর্ণ চম্পক প্রদীপ্ত গৌর বিগ্রহে মুখপ্রভা পরাস্ত কোটি শারদেন্দু মণ্ডলে বিচিত্র চিত্র সঞ্চরৎ চকোর সাবলোচনে কদা করিষ্যসি মাম কৃপা কটাক্ষ ভাজনম। So this is known as Sri Radha Kripa Kataksha Stavaraj, spoken by Lord Shiva to Parvati in the tantra named Urdhvamnaya Tantra.
Om
Radharani ki, Shri Shri Radhashtami Mahotsav ki, Gaur Premanande. Hare Krishna. So, to understand who Srimati Radharani is, we have to first understand who Krishna is. Krishna, of course, is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But is he just the Supreme Personality of Godhead? No. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the origin of all the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Those Supreme Personality of Godhead that we mentioned are the incarnations of Krishna. Like we know that Narayan is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, etc. But they are actually the expansions or expansions of Krishna. Chaitanya Charitamrita is describing that Krishna is Purna Bhagavan, complete Supreme Personality of Godhead. To give you an idea, what is the difference between the other incarnations and Krishna? Different incarnations appear in different yugas. Jab Sambhavami Yuge Yuge, Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita. How many yugas are there? 4 yugas. And Krishna appears in 4 yugas as 4 Yugavatars. Krishna also appears as Leela-avatars. Krishna also appears as Purusha-avatar. Who are the Purusha-avatars? 3 Vishnus. Karuna-dakshay Vishnu, Garbha-dakshay Vishnu and Kshira-dakshay Vishnu. They are the Purusha-avatars. Then Guna-avatars. The Guna-avatars are Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva, controlling 3 different modes of material nature. And then there are Leela-avatars. There are different pastimes the Lord enacts and he incarnates in order to perform those pastimes. As Lord Ramchandra, Nrsimha, Kurma, Varaha. And then there are Shaktavesh avatars. The Lord empowers some devotees. They become empowered, Shaktavesh. So in this way, there are various types of incarnations of the Lord and they appear in different yugas. But Krishna doesn't appear in every yuga. Krishna, the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, Swayam Bhagavan, he appears once in a day of Brahma. Now what is the duration of Brahma's day? What is the extent of Brahma's day? 1000 Chaturjugas. We are speaking about yugas. There are 4 yugas: Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga and Kali Yuga. So all these 4 yugas together make one Divya Yuga or Chaturjuga. And thousands such Chaturjugas make a day of Brahma. And once in a day of Brahma, Krishna, the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, appears. So, this is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Brahma Samhita gives a very clear description of him. Govindam Adi Purusham. He has been described as the Adi Purusha Govinda, the primeval Lord. So that primeval Lord Krishna appears only in a day of Brahma. What's the extent of Brahma's day? 1000 Chaturjugas. In a day of Brahma there are 14 Manus. 14 Manus come as the rulers of the affairs of this universe. And each Manu's duration of their reign is 71 Chaturjugas. 1000 divided by 14 is how much? About 71. So that is the extent of each Manu's reign. So 71 Chaturjuga, and the 7th Manu is Vaivasvato Manu. And during Vaivasvato Manu's reign, on his 28th Chaturjuga out of 71, how many Yugas are there in one Chaturjuga? Satyuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga and Kali Yuga. In that Dwapar Yuga, Krishna appears, the original Supreme Personality of God. He doesn't come every day. He doesn't come in every millennium, every Yuga. He comes once in a day of Brahma. And coming here, he reveals his Braja Leela. When he comes, this original personality of Godhead doesn't reside in Vaikuntha. Where does it reside? The original Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, he resides in Vrindavan. And he reveals his Braja Leela on this planet, appearing here. What's so special about Braja Leela of Krishna? What's the specialty of Braja Leela? In Braja Leela, Krishna has a very unusual dealing with his devotees there. These dealings are based on friendship, parental and conjugal relationship. In Vaikuntha, they are not available. Generally, Vaikuntha is known as the spiritual sky where the Lord resides. But Vaikuntha's Narayan or Vaikuntha-dhipatis, there they are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And everybody knows that He is the Supreme Lord. So when everybody knows that He is the Supreme Lord, what is the natural attitude towards Him? Awe and reverence. So when there is awe and reverence, can anybody treat Him like a friend? No. Can anybody treat Him like a son? And can anybody treat Him like a lover? Like a fiancé? No. But in Vrindavan, the relationship that Krishna has with his devotees are predominantly based on these three relationships. Friendship, parental and conjugal. And this conjugal relationship also is a very special type of conjugal relationship. The conjugal relationship is the relationship that takes place between, generally we can see between a husband and wife, man and woman, a loving exchange. But these conjugal relationships are also of two kinds. One is wedded, through wedding, through marriage, husband-wife relationship. Another is without getting married. So without getting married means boyfriend-girlfriend. So in Vrindavan, Krishna has this devotee relationship with the gopis in that conjugal, unwedded conjugal relationship. So that is Krishna's special relationship that Krishna has with his devotees in Vrindavan. So when Krishna comes, he reveals his Braja Leela. But generally people cannot understand what's the matter. They think that, well, this is a pastimes of Krishna. Krishna is performing his pastimes in this way. This is one of the incarnations of Kshirodakshayi Vishnu. They did not have the understanding that this Krishna is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. Although the fact has been presented in Srimad Bhagavatam. Ete chamsha kala pungsha. Then what's the next line? Okay, very good. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. What does it mean? Ete chamsha kala pungsha. These are the amsa, parts, and kala, parts of parts, or parts of parts of parts. These are the parts of the Pungsha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But, tu means but. But Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna is the Swayam Bhagavan. Krishna is not this incarnation or parts and parts. Krishna is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that original Supreme Personality of Godhead, where does it reside? How many of you can tell me? Where does that original Supreme Personality of Godhead reside? Golok Vrindavan. This teaching has been revealed, this point has been revealed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually made it available to us, this understanding. He made this understanding available to us. That Krishna is the original Supreme Personality. Now, this understanding was there, but generally people did not have the understanding. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had to come and make it clear. Doesn't it happen sometimes? Something is there in the book. While reading the book, we don't actually understand it. But when the teacher comes and tells us, then it becomes clear. Right? So that's what happened. Although in the scriptures, in the Vedas, in Bhagavatam, in other scriptures, it is there, but it was not understood by common people. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and revealed it. Like for example, as I mentioned, Bhagavatam has mentioned it clearly. Ete chamsha kala pungsha krishnastu bhagavan swayam. Brahma Samhita is describing Govindam adi purusham tamaham bhajami. Ramadi murtishu kala niyame natishtan. Nana avataram akarut bhuvaneshu kintu Krishna swayam samabhavat paramoh pumanjo. Ram, Nrsimha, Varaha, Kurma, these are kala. What is the meaning of the word kala? Part of the part. Niyamena tishtan. They are situated as Krishna's parts and parts and parts. Nana avataram. Nana means, you all know Hindi, I'm sure. Nana means various. Avataram. This should be difficult to understand. Incarnations. Nana avataram akarot. Akarot means did or appeared or manifested. Krishna manifested in various incarnations. Kintu. But. It is Krishna incarnated in various ways, but He is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. Nana avataram akarut bhuvaneshu kintu Krishna swayam samabhavat paramah pumanjo. Krishna is the original paramah puman, param purusha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In this way there are various descriptions. Deeparchireva hidasantaram apupetya Deepayate vibrita hetu samana dharma. Just as one lamp lights various other lamps, and when the lamps are lit, then the lamps give out the same amount of light and heat. But the original lamp lit all the other lamps. Similarly, Krishna is that original Supreme Personality of Godhead from whom other Supreme personality of Godhead or his incarnations have become manifest. So that Supreme Personality of Godhead resides in Vrindavan. And the wonderful feature of Vrindavan is, in Vrindavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is not the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There he is the lover boy. He is the lover. He is having the loving exchange with his friends, with his father and mother, and with his girlfriends. So now, in order to experience that loving relationship, he had to stop becoming the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because if he was the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then this loving exchange wouldn't have been possible. As we just mentioned, this special type of loving relationship, like friendship, can anybody become the friend of Supreme Personality of Godhead? If you know he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, can you deal him like a friend? Like, for example, somebody may say, well, why not? I will be Krishna's friend. But the point is, to deal with Krishna like a friend, what do the friends do? Friends climb onto the friend's back. Shakha ore kore skandhe arohan. Skandha means shoulder. My friend rides on my shoulder. So can a devotee go to the altar and climb onto deity's shoulder? Put his foot on the deity's deity? No, it won't be possible. As long as we recognize, especially a devotee, when a devotee recognizes Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he can't possibly treat him like a friend. Like this morning I was mentioning that point. Like Krishna, friend in Vrindavan, wrestles with his friends. Do you all wrestle here? In South Africa sometimes? Anyway, those sports have become obsolete. Now everyone is absorbed in computer games. But in India, still now, the wrestling, when they wrestle, there is a condition. It's still prevalent, I have seen. The loser has to carry the winner on his back and go around the arena 3 times. That is the price he pays for losing and that is the winner's prerogative. So in a wrestling bout, sometimes Krishna loses. In a wrestling match with his friend, he loses. And the friend, the winner, says, Krishna, you have to carry me on your back. Krishna says, no, I won't. I didn't lose. I just slipped. There was a banana peel. I slipped on the banana peel. And when I slipped, when I fell on the ground, then you came and jumped on me and claimed that you won. That's cheating. That's not winning. So I won't carry you. The friend says, Krishna, that's not true. Where is the banana peel? There's no banana here. Why are you saying that you slipped? After so much struggle, I defeated you, and now you say that you won't carry me? Okay. So saying that, the friend forces his way onto Krishna's back. And so to force his way onto Krishna's back, what he had to do? He had to put his foot on Krishna's body. So which devotee will ever dare to do that? Therefore, in order to treat Krishna as a friend, one had to forget that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now this also has been pointed out in this respect, that the forgetfulness is of 2 kinds. There are 2 kinds of forgetfulness. One kind of forgetfulness is out of ignorance. That we know. We forget due to ignorance. But there is another kind of forgetfulness. That forgetfulness is out of love. Out of intense love, one forgets one's position. One forgets the other person's position. For example, the son has become the state president, big man, the president of president of South Africa. But does the mother treat the son like a state president? Or she treats him like her son? Like her son. Why? Because of love. Because of her love for her son, she has a feeling that he is mine. This feeling of mine is actually called Maya. He is mine. Krishna is mine. Krishna is my son. He may be the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So what? Krishna is my friend. He may be the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So what? I don't care who you are, but you're my friend. That is due to love, forgetfulness, kind of forgetfulness out of love. So in Vrindavan, the residents of Vrindavan, due to their intense love for Krishna, they don't treat him like the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Krishna himself also has come down to their level. There Krishna is not the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna is a cowherd boy. You may have difficulty in making friendship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but will you have difficulty in having friendship with a cowherd boy? No. So the point is, the friendship is among equal. So it is not possible to develop friendship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead because no one can become his equal. Parental relationship is between superior and inferior, senior and junior. Now who can be superior to Krishna? The Supreme Personality of Godhead. And what to speak of? The loving exchange, loving relationship like that of a boyfriend and a girlfriend. It's not possible with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, in Vrindavan, Krishna is not the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He has come down to their level. Krishna is their friend. Krishna has come down. One may not become equal to Supreme Personality of Godhead, but can the Supreme Personality of Godhead come down and become equal to somebody? Yes, and that's what Krishna has done in Vrindavan. He himself is also playing that role. Therefore it is called Leela. Leela means like a drama, like a play. A drama is being enacted on a stage. Different actors and actresses are playing their role. They're playing the role. So, Krishna's pastimes are something like a drama being enacted. Krishna is playing the role of a cowherd boy. And you know what is the characteristic of a good actor? What makes an actor a good actor? He loses himself in that character. A good actor forgets himself and becomes that personality. That is the quality of a good actor. So in Vrindavan, Krishna forgot that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He lost himself and he became the cowherd boy. And he is also having this loving exchange. And what is the purpose of this loving exchange? The purpose of loving exchange is to enjoy the pleasure, enjoy the delight, experience the bliss, the joy. Krishna is enacting this pastime, and through this pastime he is drowning his devotees in an ocean of ecstasy. And by doing that he himself also is experiencing the joy. As I said, with his friends, he has this loving exchange. And as a result of that, his friends are delighted, he himself is delighted. His friend, Madhumangal, he's a Brahmana and very puffed up. Madhumangal says, Krishna, you see, after all, I'm a Brahmana, so you should show me some respect. Krishna says, well, you see, Madhumangal, there are two considerations, Janma and Karma. But it is said that more important than Janma is the Karma. One should judge one not by his Janma, but by his Karma. So, you see, don't become so proud that you are born as a Brahmana. You should judge me according to my Karma, according to my activities. Madhumangal says, what's so great about your activities? Krishna says, look, when I was 7 days old, I killed Putana. When I was 7 years old, I lifted Govardhan on my left, in the little finger of my left hand. Then I subdued Kaliya, the terrible serpent whose poison actually made the entire Jamuna poisonous. Such a terrible snake. The Madhumangal replies, Krishna, there should be a limit of one's conceitedness. Why are you so puffed up? Krishna, you're so always blowing your own trumpet. You want to take credit for everything. Yes, you killed Putana. Everyone knows that the demigods protect the children and old people. So when you're 7 days old, the demigods came and took care of Putana. And lifting Govardhan, everyone saw Govardhan was shaking on your hand, so they just propped it up, gave the support. And you want to take the credit for that. And as far as Kaliya is concerned, everyone saw that you are dead in the coil of Kaliya. You're finished, you're dead. Now seeing you in that condition, the residents of Vrindavan, everybody in Vrindavan became so heartbroken that so many of them fainted. Some were even thinking of jumping into the water and trying to rescue you from the clutches of Kaliya. And seeing their condition, I took pity upon them. And I started to chant the Sarpa Nidhan mantra, the mantra that will kill the serpent. And it is due to my chanting of the mantra that Kaliya became afraid and let you go to save his own life. And then you jumped onto his head and started to dance as if you have subdued Kaliya. Then Krishna said, oh, is that the fact? Anyway, so please accept my humble obeisance. So this is how Krishna has his loving exchange with his friends. You want to hear about how Krishna has his loving exchange with his parents or superiors? Krishna, as a little boy, was very naughty. In Hindi there is an expression, Natkhat Kanhaiya, meaning naughty Kanhaiya, naughty Krishna. He was very naughty. And one of his favorite sport was to go in the house of different gopis and steal butter. They would climb on the back of some other cowherd boys or Balaram, and then lower the pots from the rafter, and then he would eat the butter along with his friends. Then he would feed the monkeys with the butter. And even when the monkeys will not eat anymore, being completely satisfied by eating the butter, then Krishna will say that this butter is so bad that even the monkeys don't want to eat it. And saying that, Krishna would break the pot. And then he would pinch the sleeping child of that gopi, and when the child would wake up crying, Krishna would run out of the house. So the gopi went to Mother Jashoda and complained. So Mother Jashoda couldn't understand why they are complaining. She thought that, well, there is so much butter in my house. Why would Krishna go to steal butter from somebody else's house? And besides that, when this gopi is complaining that Krishna went to steal butter from the house, Mother Jashoda vividly remembered that at that time Krishna was just sitting there. So she couldn't understand why, how Krishna could have stolen butter, or what is the validity of that complaint. So Mother Jashoda told that gopi about that you are saying that Krishna did, but actually Krishna was with me at that time. So the gopi said, then do you mean that I am lying? Mother Jashoda said, no, I am not saying that you are lying. I am simply trying to understand what is actually the matter. Then the gopi said, okay, next time Krishna goes to my house, I will catch him. And I'll bring him to you, then probably you will believe him. Believe me. So Mother Jashoda said, fine, please do that. So the gopi was waiting for Krishna to come. So one day Krishna did come. He lowered the pots, butter pots, ate the butter, fed the monkeys, and when the monkeys wouldn't eat any more butter, Krishna said, this butter is so bad that even the monkeys don't want to eat it. He broke the pot, he pinched the sleeping child, woke him up, he woke up crying with a shriek, and then Krishna was about to run out of the house, but the gopi was waiting by the door. And as Krishna was just going to run out, she caught Krishna. Says, come, today I'm going to take you to your mother. Krishna says, please let me go, please let me go. He says, no, nothing doing. I'm going to take you to your mother. He said, look, if you take me to my mother will get very upset. She will chastise me. I promise I'll never come to your house again to steal butter. The gopi was completely adamant in taking Krishna. So she took Krishna on her back and she walked to Mother Jashoda. And she claimed, see Mother Jashoda, I brought your son today. I caught him red-handed. Mother Jashoda looked at her, started to laugh. So what happened? Today I caught him red-handed, I brought him to you to make you see that my complaints were valid, and you're laughing. Mother Jashoda says, look who you brought. So the gopi looked up and saw it was her son that she was carrying. She couldn't understand what was happening. She vividly remembered, she could even hear Krishna's voice ringing in her ears. Please let me go, I'll never come to your house to steal butter. She is completely flabbergasted, embarrassed. She just started to walk back to her house with her child on her shoulder. Then all of a sudden she heard Krishna laughing. She looked up, it's Krishna laughing. She said, Krishna, you are you embarrassed me like this in front of your mother. Krishna said, look, this time I become your son. Next time if you catch me and take me to my mother, then I'll become your husband. This anecdote is from Garga Samhita. So this is how Krishna performs his pastimes, and he delights his friends, he delights his mother and father, the residents of Vrindavan. Iti driksha lilabhir ananda kunde, as you sing in Damodarashtakam. In this way, Krishna, performing his pastimes, drowns his devotees in an ocean of joy. Iti driksha lilabhir ananda kunde shaghosham nimajjantam akappayantam. This is what Krishna does. He performs his pastimes in order to delight his friends and associates. I narrated one pastimes in Krishna's dealings with Srimati Radharani. Should I repeat it here also? Today in the Radha Radhanath temple. How many of you didn't go there today? Okay. So for your sake I will narrate this pastimes also. With the gopis, Krishna, as I mentioned, has a very special kind of relationship. This special relationship is like that of lover and beloved. This relationship is the highest loving exchange. This highest loving exchange is like the loving exchange between a young boy and young girl who are meeting each other in a, what should I say, in a clandestine way. Clandestine love affair. So, and that is how Krishna has his dealings with Srimati Radharani. Why? Because by this exchange, Krishna experiences an immense joy, and he also delights his eternal consort Srimati Radharani in this way. A loving exchange. And that is why in Vrindavan, Krishna is not actually married to, or Radharani is not married to Krishna. Radharani is married to another person, Abhimanyu. He is also coming from a very aristocratic family. His father also is an owner of many, many cows. He is also like a king. And he is married to Abhimanyu. She is married to Abhimanyu. But when we go deeper, then we get to see who is Abhimanyu. Abhimanyu also is an expansion of Krishna. Abhimanyu is Krishna's shadow. No different from Krishna. But there is this kind of loving exchange as if Radharani is married to somebody else. So that love affair makes it even more exciting. Of course, we must remember one thing, that Krishna's activities should not be imitated. That is the highest spiritual activity. The highest spiritual, the activity in the highest region of the spiritual sky. And the material nature is a perverted reflection. Reflection is perverted. Reflection is upside down. So what is on the top in the reflection, that is the bottom. In the spiritual sky, what is the highest spiritual activity in the material nature? When it's reflected, it is the most abominable activity. Like if a man has a relationship with somebody else's wife, it is very, very undesirable. It's very abominable. But there in the spiritual sky, that's the highest spiritual activity. Krishna's loving exchange with Srimati Radharani. And here we must understand, for Krishna, no act is immoral. Because Krishna is the supreme proprietor. So when a proprietor enjoys something, can there anything be wrong? So Krishna is the supreme proprietor. Krishna owns everybody. Everyone belongs to Krishna. Therefore, if Krishna has a loving exchange with somebody, there is nothing wrong with that. And on top of everything, we must understand that these activities are cannot be understood from mundane perspective. From a material perspective, we cannot possibly understand what this loving exchange is like. In this respect, our acharyas have mentioned, mind this point very carefully. You see, Krishna glances towards her external energy. What is Krishna's external energy? Maya. Mahavishnu, not even Krishna himself, Krishna's expansions of expansion. Mahavishnu glances towards Krishna's external energy, and the whole material nature becomes manifest. Krishna's glance causes this manifestation of this material nature. Therefore, can we possibly understand what Krishna's embrace of Radharani is? When Krishna's glance causes the creation of this material nature, what is Krishna's embrace or loving exchange with Radharani? So this is inconceivable. So anyway, by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, Krishna's pastimes has become manifest and become an object of our understanding. And how the dealings are, Krishna's dealings with Radharani, as I mentioned, as if Krishna has an affair with somebody else's wife. Why is that? Because this obstacle makes that loving exchange more exciting. Otherwise there won't have been any excitement. Anyway, so this is a point that we should always understand. That's why we generally are very careful about discussing about Radha Krishna's pastimes. But since it is Radhashtami today, we are just discussing about this with due understanding, or trying to understand it with proper understanding. Like in the scriptures it has been described how Krishna deals with Srimati Radharani. In Nectar of Devotion, Rupa Goswami is describing that how one day when Abhimanyu went away to some distant place, Krishna came disguised as Abhimanyu. And Abhimanyu's mother, Jyotila, was very surprised to see her son came back. So he asked, "My son, what happened? You came back so early. You were supposed to be away for a few days. You came back so early?" He said, "Mother, I was missing you so much. So I thought that I will just come and be with you. Anyway, that job I can do some other time." So mother was very happy to hear that. And she said, "Okay, my son, I am also very happy that you came back. Anyway, go inside and take rest." So Krishna went inside. In the meantime, real Abhimanyu came back. So Jyotila, Abhimanyu's mother, asked him, "Who are you?" He said, "Mother, don't you recognize me? I'm your son." He said, "Yes, you're my son." And saying that, she picked up the broom and started to beat him up, thinking that this must be Krishna, came in disguise dressed as Abhimanyu. So this is how Krishna has his pastimes. But due to this pastimes, it becomes quite obvious that Radharani is having a loving relationship with Krishna. And naturally, Jyotila and Kutila, the mother-in-law, her mother-in-law and sister-in-law, don't like that. They don't want their daughter-in-law to have an affair with somebody else. So in this way, Krishna would have his pastime. So one day, Krishna came to meet Radharani. And Kutila, Radharani's sister-in-law, she was waiting to catch them. She knew that something is going on, but she couldn't catch Krishna red-handed with Radha. So many times she came so close to practically catching him. But she didn't succeed. So this time, all of a sudden, she heard Krishna's voice in Radharani's room. They were conversing, they were talking. Although whispering, she could hear their voice. So she tiptoed. She put her ears next on the door, and she could hear it was Krishna talking. So she was convinced now Krishna is there, so she thought, I will catch him. But as she opened the door, by the time Krishna also found out that she was coming, so Krishna jumped out of the window and ran away. She could even see Krishna jumping out of the window and running away, but she was feeling so bad that I missed it. I couldn't catch him today also. But then she noticed that there was a flute. Krishna forgot, in a hurry, Krishna forgot his flute, and it is lying on Radharani's bed. So she said, okay, now I found him. I caught him. His flute is here, so he must have been here. So this is a proof. So she took the flute in one hand and took Radharani by other hand, and she took her to the courtyard. And she called everybody, come, today I caught her. And she showed the flute. See, I couldn't catch him, but in a hurry, he couldn't pick up his flute. And Radharani, with her head bent down, she was shedding tears. So, at that time, Purnamasi, Yogamaya, she came there. So she asked, what's happening? Why are you all have gathered here like this? And why my dear Radhika shedding tears like this? So Kutila very elaborately started to describe what happened. And Purnamasi started to laugh. So she got very upset. You are laughing, such a serious matter, and you are laughing. Then Purnamasi said, don't you know? Last night there was a shower of flutes. So there are flutes everywhere. Come, Kutila, let's go to your bedroom. So they went to Kutila's bedroom and found 3 flutes on Kutila's bed. Jyotila, let's go to your bedroom. There were 6 flutes in Jyotila's bed. So although Radharani was saved from this embarrassment in this way by Purnamasi, but Radharani was feeling very, very heartbroken. She was thinking that I can't give up my love for Krishna. And I know it is not right for me to be in love with Krishna. But I can't give up my love for Krishna. It's impossible. So I rather give up my body to save myself from this embarrassing situation. So Krishna understood what was going on in Radharani's mind. So at that time, Krishna was on Mother Jashoda's lap. And all of a sudden Krishna fainted. There was no sign of life in his body. Mother Yashoda shrieked. What happened? Look, what happened to my son? What happened to my son? Nanda Maharaj came running, others came running, and they also saw that Krishna lying on Mother Yashoda's lap, unconscious. So Mother Yashoda said, please go and get a doctor. So Nanda Maharaj ran out of the house, and at that time he saw that one doctor was coming. In Vedic culture, one can recognize one's occupation just by the dress. Like a doctor would dress in a certain way, Brahmins will dress in a certain way, Kshatriyas will dress in a certain way. So seeing him, he said that, are you a doctor? He said, yes, I am a doctor. He said, look, my son fainted all of a sudden. Can you please come and cure him? He said, don't worry, I can cure even a dead man. I can even make a dead man alive. So he came, he checked Krishna, and he said, very serious condition. But anyway, there is a remedy for this. Now medicine will work, but what will work is the water from Jamuna. So everyone said, oh, water from Jamuna, that's easy. He said, no. This water from Jamuna has to be carried in a bucket with hundreds of holes in it. So everyone said, how is it possible to carry water in a bucket with hundreds of holes in it? He said, doctor said, yes, that will be possible only if a chaste woman carries the bucket. So Mother Yashoda said, okay, let me go and get it. He said, no, if the mother goes, then it won't work. So different girls, different ladies tried, no one succeeded. As soon as they pulled the bucket out of the water, naturally all the water drained out. So the doctor said, very serious condition, very serious situation. It seems that in Vrindavan there is no chaste woman. Anyway, let me see if I can find any chaste woman. So he made some calculation, astrological calculation. And then he said, I found two persons. Who are they? Jyotila and Kutila. So they went to Jyotila and Kutila. They were very happy to hear that, very proud. Oh, this must be a very good doctor. He really knows what it's about. Then he knows who is really chaste woman in Vrindavan. So they very proudly went, no problem, we'll bring the water. There are hundreds of holes in the bucket, so what? We will carry it. The Kutila said, mother, why should you take the trouble? Let me go and get it. So very proudly she picked up the bucket, went to Jamuna, dipped it in the water. As he pulled the bucket out of the water, all the water drained out. Jyotila was really upset. You disgrace to our family. You drown yourself in Jamuna. And then she herself very proudly picked up the bucket. Okay, I'll get it. She also went, and as she pulled the water out of pulled the bucket out of the water, all the water drained out. So the Ayurvedic doctor became very concerned. Very serious condition. No chaste woman in Vrindavan. Anyway, let me make some more calculation. So he made some more astrological calculation and said, I found another person. Who is that? Radhika. So Jyotila and Kutila started to laugh. Radhika chest? Give us a break. But Mother Jashoda didn't pay any heed. She just ran to Radhika and told Radhika, please come. Radhika was very embarrassed. He said, no, please don't ask me to do this. Mother Jashoda said, look, Radhika, it's a matter of Krishna's life. So finally Radhika agreed. She went with her head bending down, with her hands shaking, feet trembling. She picked up the bucket, walked to the water, dipped it in the water. And as she pulled the bucket out, not a single drop fell. She brought the water to the doctor. Doctor took the water, chanted some mantra, sprinkled the water on Krishna's body. Krishna came back to life. Krishna came back to his senses. So this is how it was proven that Srimati Radharani is the crest jewel of all the chaste women of this world and all of the spiritual skies. She is the most chaste of all women. So much so that the most chaste ladies like Rama, Parvati, Lakshmi Devi, Parvati worship her. And now who is the doctor? The doctor is Krishna himself. So this is how Krishna performs his pastimes to drown his devotees in an ocean of ecstasy. So this is Braja Leela of Krishna. Krishna's Vrindavan pastimes. Iti driksha lilabhir ananda kunde shaghosham nimajjantam akkapayantam. So this Krishna comes once in a day of Brahma. Once in 1000 Chaturjuga. And this is this Chaturjuga. Of 28 Chaturjuga of Vaivashata Manvantara. In Dwapar Yuga, Krishna performed his pastimes, revealing his Braja Leela, and then he came as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to make us understand the glory of Braja Leela and enable us to enter into Krishna's Braja Leela, Vrindavan pastimes. So all we have to do is simply follow Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In simple words, it has been described that our business is to serve Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Dasya Ras, in servitorship, and as a result of that we will become qualified to enter into Vrindavan and develop our relationship with Krishna in friendship, parental or conjugal relationship. Shri Shri Brajendra Nandan Shri Krishna ki Shri Shri Vrishabhanu Nandini Srimati Radharani ki Shri Shri Radhashtami Maha Mahotsav ki Gaur Premanandi. Hare Krishna. Is there any time for question answer? Yeah? Not too late? Okay. Does anybody have any question? Yes? Yeah. Give him the mic. How Radharani appeared. Very good point. So the question is, can you please explain how Radharani appeared? Radharani's appearance has been described in Lalita Madhav, in a scripture called Lalita Madhav. It's a drama written by Srila Rupa Goswami. In that, Rupa Goswami is describing that when Himalaya's daughter, Parvati, got married to Lord Shiva, Vindhya mountain decided that he is going to have a daughter who is more glorious than Himalaya's daughter. That means her husband is going to be more exalted than Lord Shiva. So thinking that or desiring that, he performed much austerities and penances and performed many sacrifices. And as a result of that, he got 2 daughters. Now, when these children were born, at that time, Putana was killing the children. He was going to different houses, stealing and killing the newborn babies. So Putana came and stole these 2 daughters. And she, carrying these 2 daughters, she was flying through the sky. And seeing that this Rakshasi is stealing the children, newborn babies, the Brahmanas of King Vindhya mountain, King Vindhya, they started to chant the mantra to kill the Rakshasi, Rakshasi Nidhan mantra. And being afraid of her life due to the chanting of the mantra, Putana dropped these 2 babies and flew away. And these 2 babies, these 2 girls, fell on river Jamuna on 2 lotuses. And those lotuses were floating by when King Vrishabhanu found one and Chandrabhanu found the other. And King Vrishabhanu, the girl that Krishna found, that was Sri Radhe, and whom King Chandrabhanu found, she was Chandravali. This is how Radha and Chandra appeared, according to Srila Rupa Goswami's description in Lalita Mata. It is said that Radharani's eyes were closed, and everyone thought that this child is blind, although extremely beautiful, but she is blind. Naturally, Kirtida Sundari, Radharani's mother, was very heartbroken. But they also accepted what to do. It's all matter of destiny. If this is what the Lord wanted, we have to accept it. Then hearing that King Vrishabhanu has got a daughter, Mother Jashoda came to see them. See this newborn baby. And she came with Krishna. And when she was talking, Krishna just crawled onto the cot where she was kept and peeped in. And then Radharani's eyes opened up. She would not see anything before or anything but Sri Krishna. Therefore she kept her eyes closed. Hare Krishna, Gaur Premanande. Yes, Suman?
There's one question from the internet. This is from Radharani. So she asks, how come the yoga show Srimati Radharani is so sweet in the Jain temple on Maharaj Day?
Well, we can ask the temple president. Yeah, actually on 2 occasions Radharani's feet are shown. One is Gopashtami day and Radhashtami day. Okay, thank you for reminding us. Hare Krishna. Any other question? Any more questions from anybody? Okay, thank you, Hare Krishna. So we'll end with a little kirtan. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Prabhupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Vishutarine Srila Prabhupada ki Gaur Premanande Hari